I know your position already, and just for anybody who hasn't kind of seen your video, what is your position on this Ebony Williams situation and the larger perspective when it comes to Black women and dating in 2023?
First of all, I just want to start out by saying I'm so tired. I'm so tired, Lord.
What you tired of, baby?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this conversation. I'm so tired. Me and my wig are tired. My wig is actually slipping off a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's how tired I am. We've been having the same conversation since Waiting to Exhale. Waiting to Exhale came out and we ain't stopped talking about this shit yet. Like, it's just really ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's like, I cannot understand for the understanding, for the lack of understanding, why y'all not understanding what she was saying. Like, okay. First of all, I want to say this.
Yeah.
When I first saw the clip, I said, they gonna eat my sister up. They gonna eat my sister up. They is gonna eat my sister up because of that clip. Like you said, the first clip, you know, it comes off, there's an attitude there. And for me, I didn't feel like she had an attitude, but I can see different perspectives, because there was, Iyanla asked her the question and she ain't say shit. Cause in her mind, she like, I know she ain't asking me this question.
She Ray Charles did.
Yeah. I know she not. I've done that many of times. Like, somebody asked me something, I'm just sitting there like, whew, all right. Oh, you really asking me this? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I get that. Okay. But I went to go watch the full interview.
Yeah.
And when you watch the full interview, I feel that, number one, she was actually very receptive to what Iyanla was saying. If you watch the interview, she was telling Iyanla, listen, this is where I'm at. This is me. Obviously I'm wrong because I ain't got no husband. She literally told Iyanla, check me, several times in the interview, right? But I feel like with that clip didn't showcase that. And then number two, I just felt like, can we be for real? Can we be for real, y'all? Why are we asking an almost 40-year-old attorney, author, TV host, TV reality star, entrepreneur to go park her Mercedes, get out of her Mercedes or her Tesla or whatever, her Genius or whatever the fuck she's driving, her Audi 5000, whatever the fuck. Why are we asking her to get out of her luxury car and go sit at the bus stop and wait for a bus driver to come notice her?
She needs to be saved.
Be for real?
She needs to be saved.
What? By a bus driver?
Oh, listen, she was looking for a Clark Kent in that bus depot.
I just felt like we're not being for real. Like, we're not being for real. And I think another thing too is when you watch the full interview, what I like about the interview in general is Iyanla bring perspective, but she was bringing facts, and they were discussing where perspective and facts meet, where perspective and facts don't meet. There's some times where perspective and facts just don't meet, and I think that's what's happening a lot right now in the dating world. It's just happening a lot. I didn't like how people just put so many words in her mouth that she didn't put there. And I think her biggest mistake was addressing all the words that people had put in her mouth that she had never said. So now it became, it's a whole other layer to the conversation now. And now you're giving people more for them to drag you on. When in actuality, y'all don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Let's be serious. I'm
not a bus driver, so you're right.
No, I listen, I live in Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta during the panoramic. Before the panoramic, I was living in New York. Where I was living in New York and I moved to Jersey. But I was catching the bus, the train all the time. Even
come on now.
Post being Jessie Woo, whatever. Sometimes I used to hate people like, damn, you on the bus? Yeah, bitch, it's 75 cents. Get the fuck out of my face. The fuck? Like, let me go ahead and get this how I get it. You on the train? Yeah, it's $2.75. And it's a quick trip. But watching how people treat said bus drivers but then you get online and you giving them their flowers. Y'all don't treat these people like this in real life. Can we be for real, people? Like the gaslighting that happens, can we be for fucking?
What was no wait? What was the gaslighting? Let's talk about that. What was the gaslighting for you, Jessie? Let's talk about it. What was the gaslighting?
There was so much gaslighting happening. First of all, the way people try to put words in her mouth and switch the subject matter to saying, "Oh, she was shitting on bus drivers." Initially, in that initial interview,
in the first video, she wouldn't. Yeah,
she didn't talk anything about bus drivers. And it was like, let me tell you about my friend Joe, who's 75 years old and he been driving a bus for the last 30 years. You shitting on my neighbor's granddaddy who been driving buses since Selma. Like, can we be for real? Can we be for real? Because y'all don't care about these people. Y'all treat these people. Yo, the way blacks treat other blacks who work these blue collar jobs is really disgusting, and I see it every day. Again, I'm not saying this as somebody who sees myself as a certain way. I go out and about all the time. I go to the grocery store. I go in the mall. I go around all the time like a normal person, and seeing how everyday workers get treated, it really is disgusting. I used to have a regular job. I've had regular jobs. Y'all are disgusting to each other. Y'all are always talking about, I need a nigga who gonna swipe these visas. Y'all saying that all the time. God forbid, Eboni saying she don't want to date a bus driver. Now she's shitting on blue collar workers now. Come on, let's be for real.
Okay, so we can.
Gaslighting.
Okay, but I think this is where also some people were also missing it, right? So they don't read her response to the question and the answer, because she heard it the first time. She knows exactly what she heard, right? She could have easily been pleasant about it and be like, well, actually, no, that's not my position. You know, me personally, I don't see myself merging my lifestyle with somebody who is not on my financial level. She chose to first give the like I didn't hear the first time, and then the second time when she answered the question, I actually played it for my audience and I said, watch the facial expressions. See, a lot of times what women are really good at, and this is what a lot of cancer people also really good at, you know, star signs and that people is picking up one energy and also reading facial expressions and people's emotions, right? So when I slowed it down for the audience, I said, some people will miss this because they're not very good at reading these signs. But when you slow it down and you watch her phase by phase, even the way she contorts her lip, the way she even how she responds to the question. Yeah, even she knew exactly what she was saying when she said it in that tone. Like, we know people that when they're being passive aggressive, we know exactly what they're doing, right? So some people might not see it. They'll be like, oh, she just said, you know, date the bus, you know, if he owns a bus. But she knew exactly what she was saying. So I said to them, that attitude is going to show later on. It's going to show later on. Then lo and behold, boom, second video comes out, the attitude comes out. And that's what actually was underneath everything.
What was that?
Contempt for men. I'm going to be honest with you.
Contempt on what?
Contempt in terms of her attitude towards somebody who's of a lower value than her, who she deems as a lower value for her, right? And I believe this for both men and women. Anybody who has a contemptuous attitude, you should never date them. Let me give an example. If you go out for a date and you're sitting down and you order something and you see the man being disrespectful to the waiter, just believe the next person who's being disrespectful is you.
Of course.
Right? Okay, so the same way that if I'm looking at her and I see her the way she's answered that question, I'm gonna be like, wait, hold on a minute. If that's your attitude here, doesn't matter how much money I make, I'm next. So it's not the fact that she doesn't want to date a bus driver. She shouldn't. I've told my women in my audience, don't you ever do the date down when there's a huge gap between you and the man. Most cases it won't work because the insecurity of the man, your over security too sometimes as well. Like, we're not leaving women out of this as well. Some people will feel some type of way about that man not being up to their scratching level. It can cause issues. So my thing